Well, it is almost 2/3 of the way through the season. Actually, 2/3 of the way through the season, Coach. You doing all right? Holding up?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Welcome to Bulldog Breakdown with Coach Rocco. I'm Cody Moomaw. So glad that you guys are here. We got another great week. We're looking forward to 3 incredible games to finish out the season, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about each of those. We'll look back at the game this week. Talk about any lessons that might have been learned. We'll talk to our player of the week in the sideline spotlight. What a great kid. Amazing. Lots coming up. Stay tuned. Jam-packed show next. All right, Coach, we jumped into the film room, even though it looks a lot like your weight room right now. We want to take just a quick look back at the game this week. A big win, 49-0 over Liberty Minutemen, and we kind of knew that it was going to head in that direction. They've got a young program, a lot of young guys. I was telling some guys earlier that if these guys take the instruction Coach Robertson given them and they absorb some of these losses early on as 9th and 10th graders, by the time that they're 11th and 12th graders, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. But let's talk about that a little bit. Given that the outcome against Liberty was something that was anticipated by many, how do you prepare a team mentally to still go in and execute well, rather than to just kind of lay it down and ensure that they remain focused and have integrity throughout the game?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of gave our guys the challenge that we're playing against ourselves. We want to be the best we can be and improve, because if you remember in the Rustburg game previous to Liberty, that we weren't clean. We made some mistakes that, a championship caliber team, which we hope we will be, don't make. And so, we really felt this week was a week to clean some things up and just focus on ourselves. And I think our guys did a great job of that. And we brought a couple additional JV boys up to the varsity, and so we were able to play a lot of guys getting varsity football experience, and we were able to get some of our varsity guys out of the game really quickly. Gideon Davidson had 1 carry. He played 1 series on defense, and we got him out. Jeb Moon, our quarterback, hardly played. And you can go down. Tyler Murray didn't play much. Easton Ware. So it was a great game, and where it fell in our schedule too, because as I said, it allowed us to clean up some things, get some guys some play, but then some rest, and play a bunch of young guys. Yeah,
I was watching, Gideon 42-yard touchdown, and then suddenly Reagan Burgess gets a pass for a touchdown. Dalton Nesselrode, Eli Castaneda gets 3 touchdowns, which that's pretty incredible. And then Deo, I think, got a touchdown as well. But I was looking at Eli, such a stalwart for your running back room. What do you see in his preparation? I feel that he's always ready to go, and we've seen that before. But even in a game like this, where he comes in, just provides consistency. How do you see him when he's preparing?
Yeah, he's just a great kid to start, and just a fun guy to be around. He's entertainer by nature. I mean, he's funny. He's an impersonator in the locker room, and on Joke Off Wednesday, he entertains everyone. But then as a player, I mean, from his early years in the middle school program to JV, he's consistently gotten better and better and better. He's developed himself physically as well as anybody in our program by dedicating to the weight room and the things that Coach Pribble teaches in our conditioning program. And then, he's been a starter on our defensive side of the ball this year, but maybe best known for his prowess as a running back last year when Gideon was injured at the last 4 games of the season. And then even this year, like he did the other night, it shows that he can, when given the chance, he can be, the number 1 running back if necessary.
Yeah, he has a real knack for finding the hole, but not just finding that hole, but clean it out on the way through. He'll lower that shoulder.
Yeah. He's one of the stronger kids, definitely pound per pound. But maybe even against the big guys, he can lift weight along against the big guys too.
Coming up next, we're going to talk with one of those players. We're going to talk with our player of the week in our sideline spotlight, and then we've got some coaches questions, some people have asked for you. We're going to finish out with a look not only at the coming week, but I kind of want to just take a peek, like I can do here in a podcast. We don't do that on the football field, but we're going to look at the season that is coming up when we come right back. All right, friends, it is time for what has become known Sideline Spotlight. We've been talking with players of the game, players who've had big games. A lot of good stuff going on. What's up, Eli?
What's up?
Eli Castañeda.
Yeah.
Pretty close, right?
Yeah, that was good. That was
perfect.
perfect.
Pretty good. What a game you had. But really, what a season's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of great things this season. I want to talk to you a little bit about this game in particular. But if I'm going to be real, I want to ask you a little bit about EC Glass.
Yeah.
If you're cool with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. It's cool.
Eli, I've watched you step up in crucial moments, especially when we saw Gideon get sidelined. You stepped in and just seemed like you were ready to go in a moment. That's that next man up mentality. How do you mentally prepare to be ready whenever the team needs you? I know that's hard to jump in right with that question, but what do you do to be ready in that moment?
I guess just like know my stuff and just like really observe what's going on in the game to like diagnose, like almost put myself into their shoes and think about what I would do in that situation. So if like he did get hurt, then I'd be able to go in and know what I'm doing like right away. I'm also like analyzing the other team as they're playing during game, not only in film but like on the field as it's going on.
Coach seems like he's reading that off a script. Isn't that what you teach? Yeah. Is that even when you're on the sideline, not quite, you got to always be ready.
Yeah, just kind of like, especially last year when I didn't play much. I didn't expect to go in at all that game, the Glass game, but they called Gideon over. I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna have to go in. And I was like, he put Caleb in, and Caleb was hurt at the time, so I was like, I guess I got to step up, and I just went in and I ran for my life because I don't know, I don't even remember anything that happened that night. I'm not even gonna lie.
Really?
I just played, yeah.
So describe for me a little bit, for those who maybe aren't as familiar with your style, like how do you see yourself as a runner? What kind of a runner do you see yourself as?
I'm not very elusive like Gideon and Jaden, but I feel like I'm more like powerhouse. Like I just kind of go up the middle and just run and like lower my shoulder. But like I can move a little bit, but I'm more like just like north and south, not really so much shifty. I feel like I just run and just play hard.
Do you enjoy the contact, running over people?
Yeah, it's fun.
Do you look for it?
Oh yeah. That's like my favorite part about running back, is you're in power of like the play. Like you're not reacting to anything. You're the one causing people to react. So that's what I love about running back. You
talked a second ago about the EC Glass game. That was a big moment, really. You're sitting there. Gideon has to come out. You come in. And for almost the whole game, I mean, you put up a lot of yards and really hammered it down. Say you don't remember much about the game. What do you remember about that?
All I remember, honestly, was the first snap I got when I think I ran for like 8 or something. I remember the first snap. I remember the touchdown I ran, and I remember like right before halftime, I think I ran a couple good ones. I honestly don't remember anything except for the touchdown, like clearly. I just remember I bounced it, and I'm never shifty, but for some reason I was shifty that game, and I shifted some people, and then I just ran as hard as I could. That's all I really remember. What does
a game like LCA EC Glass mean for you and mean for the team? What is it like going into a week where you're preparing to face a team that's just right across town?
You mean like this coming game?
Yeah.
It's more of like revenge, honestly, because we lost last season, so we got to get them back. Like we should have won that game. There's a lot of mess ups, and Gideon was hurt, but we should have had that game. We got to get it back this season and really give it to them.
So that you feel that's a little bit of motivation this week to dial in and all of that.
Yeah.
Coach, what is having a player like Eli? Like, I know you have to sit and listen to him talking about being ready on the sideline. What does it do for you as a coach to know that in a moment's notice you got a guy like this that is not just capable, but he's ready to go in?
Yeah, Eli, almost above any guy on our team, has really worked his way into being what he is today. He's earned it the hard way. He's always in the weight room. He's doesn't miss anything. Like you said about last year's EC Glass game, had no reservation. Gideon goes down. Obviously, he's one of our better players. But really, with Eli, and then we had a couple other running backs that kind of alternated in that night. Eli became our workhorse, for the last 4 games of the year through the playoffs. He's a little bit humble in the shiftiness. I think not that he's quick twitch or going to make 11 guys miss and run for a touchdown, but he really has a nice little quick side to side move, and then can get going north and south again pretty quickly. So the beauty of our run, we call it a stable. We got a bunch of stallions in our stable, but they all kind of bring a little bit of a different dynamic, and I think it makes our running back position that much more difficult to contend with on a Friday night, because we can throw a Gideon at you, then we can throw an Eli at you, and then Jaden Cowart, and even Jelly. Jelly plays running back and a little bit of receiver, but it's been a blast to coach him. I'm very proud of him, how he has developed over his career. And, if he wants to continue to play, I really believe he can play at the next level if that's a desire.
One final thing, you've had a chance to see this team grow. You're senior on your way out to do something. Yeah. What advice would you give to younger players looking to make their mark in the coming years? Right now across the road we got middle school and JV playing, putting their mark right there, but they're going to be sitting where you are shortly.
Yeah.
They're watching this. What do you tell them as far as making their mark?
There's a lot of things I could say, but
bring it on.
Just
you got the mic right now.
Just to obviously get in the gym, work really hard, because nothing worth having isn't hard to achieve, you know what I mean? So you have to work hard to get something that's really worth it. And just to work really hard and not take things personally when coaches correcting you, because I learned that over camp. Because you're gonna get yelled at, you're gonna get screamed at even, you're gonna get complimented, but in the long run, you just gotta keep working hard and just stick it out. Because eventually you'll get it, and you'll be like, wow, I'm really glad I didn't take it personally. I'm glad I really took what he said and learned, instead of got all butthurt about it or something. Because it really makes you better at where you're positioned at. Just really listen, honestly. Just listen and work hard in the gym, and listen to Purple too.
Yeah,
a lot.
So it's a matter of perspective.
Yeah.
They're there trying to make you better.
Yes. Yeah.
That's cool.
And eat a lot. Got to gain weight.
Do you know by any chance how many calories you eat?
No.
Do you count that at all, or is it just as much as you can?
I just eat as much as I can. What I used to do for camp, I'd crack 4 eggs in a shake, 5 eggs actually, and then I put protein, and then milk, and I just drink it.
Like Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, raw eggs. My mom thought I was gonna get salmonella or something, but
No. Awesome. Well, we're proud of you, man. Great game.
Yeah,
3 touchdowns on Friday. Putting that ball in the end zone time after time after time again.
Yeah.
Looking forward to a great game this week. And Eli Castaneda. All right. Eli Castaneda. I think we didn't even mention this before, but he may also have the best hair of the entire team. He better enjoy it while he can, because time catches up with some of us.
Yeah. Well, great. He's got jet black hair. That's for sure.
For now. Coach, we've been doing this Ask Coach Rocco question and answer time. Some of them have been very football related, others not so much. And so this first one came in and said, Coach Rocco, I've always been curious, what is your go-to pregame snack or meal? Obviously, we have a pregame meal,
right.
But what is something that you like to have pregame? Does it change depending on if it's home or away?
Well, we do. We have a pregame meal that our football moms put together for us, really. And, to be honest with you, we go from pasta to subs to, barbecue. I would say my number one choice in all of the meals that we've had here is the Zaxby's chicken sandwich.
Okay.
I love that. And when I see that that's on the menu, it kind of warms my heart.
So let's dig into this, because this can provide some controversy here.
Right.
You got a choice between Zaxby's, Chick-fil-A, or Popeyes if you've had the Popeyes sandwich. Which would you? How would you rank that?
I don't know. I mean, Chick-fil-A, I love everything about Chick-fil-A, but I probably like the Zaxby's sandwich better.
Have you had the Popeyes yet?
I haven't.
Oh, we're gonna have to try.
Go try.
That'll be our next game.
Yeah.
We'll try that next time. The Popeyes, they have the sandwich, and you also get bacon on it. Oh, it's so good. Second question is, what's your favorite kind of shoes to wear while you're coaching? Is there a type of shoe that you like the most, or whatever you got?
Well, I mean, about 3 years ago, I guess, back when we were an Adidas school, we're now an Under Armour school, we got all of our coaches Adidas coaching shoes. And, when you only wear them for, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, hopefully 15 games in a year, you're only wearing them 15 times a year.
Right.
Then you put them away in the shelf. So I've been wearing those shoes for 3 years and getting 15 wears out of them a year or less.
We'll say 15.
Yeah, 15. So
Adidas,
the Adidas are comfy and light on my feet, so I enjoy those.
Okay, I got one real football one. We talked about this a little bit. Along with high school and JV and middle school football going on, there's youth football leagues going on, and.
Right.
I know that Andre Kendrick on Drake and Talk, he highlights them a whole lot, what's going on. But I had some parents come to me and ask me, hey, could you ask Coach on the podcast, is there any plans for LCA to have a team that's participating in some of these youth football leagues? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, ironically, this year, the Seminole District, which is the high school local district that we compete in, organized all of the youth football programs that are in their regions into a Seminole District rec league program. So that being said, it would only make sense that if we're in the Seminole District, that we would want to have a youth team, rec team in the Seminole District in the youth program. How quickly that can get pulled together, but now that we have our stadium and then 2 really nice Bermuda grass fields out here, I think it's very doable. And again, is it 1 year away, 2 years away? I don't know, but I think it really is something that would benefit our program and really kind of create those rivalries that are starting all the way down there as they come all the way up through the high school ranks.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Very cool.
And that only benefits everybody. The better the youth league teams in a community, the better you're going to see it in middle school and high school. Some of the fundamentals that you're having to teach at these middle school and JV levels, it's already done, and you can get into some of that better football overall, which Seminole is some of the best football. All right, so that is our questions. We have several more, but I want to kind of keep them in the bag for down the road. Ask Coach Rocco. Send them in. Send them to our social media, and we'll ask them, digging into the deep stuff. Next time we are going to try the Popeyes chicken sandwich. Maybe we get a sponsorship from them too. All right, football fans, now that you are up to date on chicken sandwiches, shoes, and all the good stuff, we want to take a look ahead at this game coming up. I'm excited for this. EC Glass is coming to the Mountain. First time, of course, that they'll be in our new stadium. We've had great crowds. I'm anticipating that this is going to be an excellent crowd. A lot of people talking about this game. This game is one that... as Eli said, kind of circled on the calendar because it was the one regular season game that got away from us last year. And so I want to talk about EC Glass. I don't want to say how's the team prepared differently because I know you and I know that the team prepares the same. But going into this, has there been thought, do you think, from some of the guys that were in last year's game of it's going to be different this year?
I'm sure there is. I mean, we've never been a program that operates on revenge or that use that as a motivating force. But yeah, so certainly they kept us from having a perfect record last year. So I mean, we'd love to be able to turn the tide on them this year. I mean, they're a very, very talented team, and you know, do some things explosively that regardless of what you do to them, you know, sound defense, sound offense, they can hurt you just because they're so athletic. Their game against JF the other night, which they ended up losing, they had a couple guys on the sideline that were starters that had played in previous games that weren't playing, a couple injuries maybe. So they were out of sorts. You know, that wasn't their best effort the other night. And I'm sure Friday night coming here, they will be hitting on all cylinders. They'll have everybody back, I'm sure, and just get back in line. But they weren't at their best last Friday night, and we're certainly expecting their best here this Friday.
Yeah, that game seemed like somewhat of an anomaly because they've been having a great season. Just kind of rolling through. But I did notice the Seminole kind of seems to be topsy-turvy a little bit this year with, you know, Rustburg having a comeback win over Heritage, and then JF beating EC Glass. JF sitting out there at 6-0 right now. We have a couple matchups coming up. Obviously, this one that we've got right in our sights, and so I don't want to jump too far past that. With the exception, I do kind of want to talk about the rest of the season. We got 3 games left. Really, it's been a long season. If you look all the way back to Christiansburg when we had the scrimmage, and then Appomattox, and then we're going through. But I do want to talk about our remaining opponents. Obviously, we got EC Glass. Then we got Brookville. We're going to have a game away at Brookville. We were there last year as well. Always a highly anticipated game, somewhat of at least from a fan's perspective, a crosstown rivalry. How do you, in these times, keep guys focused on the right now, right here, and not looking too far ahead? And then tell me what you see even a little bit ahead in Brookville.
Yeah, I mean, even today, actually, in our meeting with the team to start laying out the game plan for EC Glass, we did take a moment just to kind of shine the light ahead, because I think we have to understand the importance of each of these 3 games. You know, our ultimate goal is our ultimate goal, but you can't get to your ultimate goal until you win a district. And then if you win a district, then you are a highly ranked team in your region, high seed that maybe can allow you to host in the tournament, in the playoffs, all the way through. And hosting games is obviously beneficial. So if we can win the Seminole District, we would then be a number 1 seed in the region, so that we can host all of our region playoff games, so that it makes it a easier, whatever route to then getting into the state tournament. And then in the state tournament, the higher seeded or higher ranked team ends up being the host team in the semifinals of the state. So, you know, all of these games are going to be so important to what actually happens down the road if we can get there. So certainly you got to take every game one at a time, but you also got to understand the impact that you know, finishing strong has for our whole team.
Final thing, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I asked you how you saw your team developing, some of the areas that early on in the season, you know, first couple games, no matter what happens in the first couple games, you're going to look at them and go, we're not who we think we should be yet. Are you progressing in that way? What are some of the areas you've seen some of the largest development, and what are some things that even as we go into these final 3 games that you're saying we need to get better here?
Yeah, I'm really happy with this group and how we've continued to stay the course and stay focused. You know, again, I hate to keep going back to the low numbers of our team, but to take 30 boys and get them, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 weeks through a grueling schedule of playing the game of football is not an easy thing to do. So, you know, you get your bumps and bruises, like little bumps and bruises, turf toe and, contusions and sprains and stuff like that. That ultimately impacts how the 30 kids operate, because you take away 1 or 2 or 3, then you're having to go, like if we had 70 kids, you might have some more experienced guys, one guy leaves and another guy's in, But when you only have 30, the drop off becomes pretty drastic. Mm-hmm. So when we play without a kid and we move another kid into the lineup, maybe he doesn't have as much experience and so on, but at every opportunity when our kids like Eli get an opportunity, and Griffin a couple weeks ago, they rise to the occasion. I mean, that's been such a tremendous blessing to have kids like that buy in to the program, but then once they're given an opportunity, they deliver, and so to get our team week to week to week, hopefully go 15 weeks, which isn't easy, is not an easy thing to do, but these guys are just tremendous to coach and to be on the ride with, and I hope the ride doesn't end anytime soon.
No, it's been a lot of fun, and this has been a lot of fun.
It's been great.
This is something really unique, and it's been fun to hear from you and your perspective. Asking questions and just the encouragement. We're glad that you guys are on the ride with us. 6-0, looking to be 7-0 this week as we face EC Glass right here at Bulldog Stadium, 7 p.m. Get your tickets online at GoFan. I know you might not be used to that, like to walk up to a ticket booth, but I'm going to tell you something. Skip the line, get it on GoFan, come in behind the stadium, come in, get a burger down at the concession stands. They're really good. And then sit down and get ready to cheer these guys on, because they're working hard. They're putting in the time, and they need you there. Yep. It's going to be a great week. Hey, Bulldog fans, this has been Bulldog Breakdown with Coach Rocco. Go Dogs.